Since the dawn of time, man has pondered these questions. Who am I? How did I get here? And what is my purpose? Not knowing some guy who wrote pop science fiction had all the answers to the truth of mankind. L. Ron Hubbard, author of Dianetics and the founder of Scientology. And for a mere hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars, you too can know the truth, just like Nancy Cartwright, John Travolta, and Tom Cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey kids, do you like free shit? We all like the free shit. If it's free, it's me, right? Well, how about a free personality test, If you walk into a Scientology center, you can ask them for something called a free personality test, which, as legend has it, should be the first and probably last free thing that you'll get if you join up with Scientology. Scientology's been around for a few decades. Actually more, it's been around since about the 1960s. A lot of celebrities are involved. They've been kind of like shuffling in and out. Got really kind of popular more in the 80s. Like people started actually kind of looking into it a little bit more to find out that the history of the church is a little sordid. I'm not gonna go into that too much because there's just a fuck ton of media about it out there. There's My Scientology Movie. There's Going Clear, the HBO documentary, and Leah Remini has a series, I think it's on A&E, about getting out of Scientology, people's experience with Scientology, and none of them are really good. So, and there's a lot of history involved, so you can go watch that if you need to kind of, get a little bit more familiar why it's so spicy, why all this is so spicy, what I'm going to talk about today. Scientology kind of has a reputation, well, not kind of, it's a big reputation for being grifters. People donate a lot. They donate a lot of money to the church. There are a lot of pressure, but, you kind of wonder, how does it start? Does it start with that free personality test, or does it start with like a friend saying, hey, I did this thing and it's really, really cool, you should try it out? Also, just want to add for the record, I don't give a shit what anybody believes. Like, you go believe what you want to believe and you do you and what makes you happy. And I'm down with it as long as it's not hurting anybody. But Scientology kind of has a reputation for hurting people, so I'm going to make it the lol cow today. It's a spicy little lol cow. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of my absolute favorite memes brought to you by the Church of Scientology. Things they produce themselves to kind of draw people in, or propaganda. Let's go.
From a book showed me the way.
There's so much anguish and danger and dirty in the world. I wish that there was something that could help. Oh, there it is. Lit up like a goddamn casino. Scientology. They'll take your money more than a fucking casino will. Holy shit.
The price of that freedom we all must pay.
The price we all must pay, huh? What price is that? What kind of fucking price tag is that, huh? They're already giving themselves away. Like, leave a little bit of mystery, fellas.
To defend the rights of man.
You gotta love this shitty little bat call. Like, is that an S? It's like a fucking first grader wrote it. Come on, you guys have money. You could have afforded something better. Look at this shit. It's awful. We? Who's we here? Is this guy even a Scientologist? No, he's fucking not. These kids are taking the book like, oh boy, not food or clean water. It's a fucking book. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, lady.
They said there'd be food.
Well, this is food for your soul.
Oh, so this is like their bunk ass version of Heal the World or We Are the World. We're the World. This is the Scientologist version, which I would like to note. A lot of these people in these shots aren't even in the church anymore. They've been in a lot of like the anti-documentaries and shit. So this is truly poorly aged things right here. Gotta wonder what these trophies are for. Is it like the most slaved hours? What are they for? What is this? No, I know. Most money spent. It's most money spent. There you go. That's all it is. I feel like some of these people are singing this very aggressively. Like, they're gonna fight me. We stand tall. Oh no, now they're cutting to Elron. He's just such a goofy. He was such a goofy bastard. Like, he's just so goofy looking. I mean, come on now. This is their god, by the way. This is him. This goblin. This hobbit. This him. This is the face of God. But I do like how they're not really showing him in his later years. They're showing him when he's a little bit younger. Even they didn't want to like put like one of the more recent faces out there. They were smart for that one. So if this doesn't entice you to give all your money and join right now, I don't know what's going to do it, guys. You can stand tall. Even though I heard like David Miscavige is like 5'2", so he's not doing much tall standing there. One of their fundamental core beliefs is the 8 dynamics of life, which if you know anything about the medical community, something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs is actually kind of like a fundamental when it comes to, you know, humans. And how we work and how we do things. There's been a lot of controversy with that too, mostly because people argue about where to put sex. You know, like, is it higher? Is it lower? I just think that's just, it depends on how much of a horn dog you are. But Scientology has one that's kind of ripped from that a little bit, because Hierarchy of Needs was written, I believe, in 1943. And this was something that was like kind of cut from Dianetics, which was like the 60s. So I kind of think that L. Ron was inspired a little bit by it. So he kind of made his own.
What goal does every living thing have in common? Survival. You were trying to achieve the highest level of survival possible for as long as possible.
Oh, you mean you want to survive? You know, like the human instinct, and you want to, like, you know, try to figure out how to do more of that shit. This is going to learn you right here. Right here.
You will find that life can actually be subdivided into 8 parts, or 8 urges toward survival.
So here is what I think is a direct ripoff from Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But instead of like, what, 5? There's 8. There's 8. There's 8 of them. Can your science do that? No, but theirs can. There's 8. We have 8.
The first dynamic is self. This is the effort to survive as an individual.
Kind of like on Maslow's, the first one is self-actualization at the top, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. So self is part of it. It's at the very top of the little pyramid. So, you know, there's some similarities here, like I said.
The second dynamic is creativity. This dynamic contains the family unit and the rearing of children.
So the second one is creativity, which kind of goes back to the first top of Maslow's of achieving one's full potential. And it's a little bit of the second, of the little drop down right there of esteem needs, prestige, feeling of accomplishment, so creativity. So you didn't get very creative with that one, did you? Did you, L. Ron? Huh?
The third dynamic is group survival. This is the urge to survive through a group of individuals.
Group survival. So it's basically like having your family around. So it's like the same one. It's the same thing, just an extra category. Yay. I mean, I guess you can argue that it would be the next one down for safety needs, security and safety. I guess you would feel a little bit more secure if you're around people. So they're just kind of jumbling these together.
The fourth dynamic is species. This is the urge towards survival through all mankind and as all mankind.
Species. You trying to say fucking? I don't know. What are you trying to say here?
The fifth dynamic is life forms. This is the urge to survive as life forms and with the help of all life forms.
Isn't that the same goddamn thing as species? And you're just calling it life forms? What's up with these alien terms? I mean, I know what's up with these alien terms because L. Ron Hubbard wrote it, but it's just so like species. It's so funny. Life forms. It's like, we're the aliens, guys. We're the aliens.
The sixth dynamic is the physical universe, or MEST. MEST stands for matter, energy, space, and time.
Yeah, this is some alien shit. Messed.
It is the urge to survive of the physical universe, and with the help of the physical universe, and each one of its component parts.
The urge to survive. Again, with this urge to survive. It's not so much an urge as it is just a natural way of being, as it's just human fucking nature to want to survive. People are paying for this, by the way, guys. People are paying for this. They're going broke. They're going bankrupt for this. Just let that settle in for a second.
The seventh dynamic is the spiritual dynamic. The urge to survive as spiritual beings.
Another urge to survive as spiritual beings. Now, they're having this as the last one, which would, if this were the Maslow's pyramid, the last one being physiological needs, food, water, warmth, rest, your basic needs. But no, this motherfucker's got spiritual urges. Like, could you imagine like a father like going in to have a talk with his son? Son, we need to talk about your spiritual urges.
The eighth dynamic is the urge toward existence as infinity.
So the last dynamic is another fucking space dynamic, infinity to infinity and beyond. It's Buzz Lightyear.
The dynamics could best be represented as a series of concentric circles, wherein the first dynamic would be the center, and each new dynamic would be successively a circle outside it.
So now we need to take all of these graphs we showed you and we need to put them into circles because it looks cooler that way and it makes it look like it's really something that you need to know. We have graphs, we have circles, we have them all. We got them all, motherfucker. Came across these Dianetics commercials from the 1990s that are actually pretty funny. If you don't know what Dianetics is kind of like the gateway drug into Scientology. It was L. Ron Hubbard's first like little dabble. You think you're getting a self-help book, but it's really just kind of trying to push you in. That's kind of what the church uses for it these days, and they have for many decades now. But these are funny, and honestly, they should have kept with this marketing campaign. It's kind of funny.
All the evidence that man is a spirit is complete and utter nonsense. Man is an animal.
People who want you to believe that should live in the zoo.
I feel like I think the Christians can actually argue with this one that they're right. So they at least agree on that. Man is not the monkey. I love this guy's face, dude. He's a vibe. He's a fucking vibe.
Find out who you really are in Scientology, A New Slant on Life by L. Ron Hubbard.
What was the old slant on life? I want to know what the old slant was. See, this is how they get you. This is how they get you. Like, there's a new slant. Well, I wonder what the old slant said. Holy shit.
Man is nothing more than a brain.
We got crazy ass Dr. Wiley in the house. You can tell he's a mad scientist because he's wearing one of those old mad scientist coats that cover his neck.
A brain!
Oh, look, they're bowing down to mad scientist because like but he's right. Man is brain. Man is brain. Bow down to me. I am God. So they're trying to say that like science is like a god. I think that's what I think this is the point they're trying to make here. Fuck your science. We got a science fiction writer. You come on down this way. Just come on in today. We got you.
And now it's time for Scientology lingo and gobbledygook, presented by Samurai Cult Leader, Oki's Weird Stories.
KSW, keeping Scientology working. The most important policy in the church, apparently noted at the beginning of every course to keep with the core standards taken from Dianetics, implemented in Scientology. Orgs, Scientology organizations. Sea Org, who are the minions who signed billion-year contracts that promised this current life, and every future life after to serve Scientology. Their principal church organizations, trademark organizations, financial trust organization, financial service organization, publishing organization, and secular and social organizations. Ethics, what one takes upon himself to ensure that they are doing the right thing by the church, or doing right by choice, and not because they have to. Criminon, a prisoner rehabilitation program based off of specific teachings of L. Ron Hubbard to reform criminals into stand-up Scientologists. SP, suppressive person or someone with an antisocial personality. According to L. Ron Hubbard, they make up 2.5% of the population. the most infamous SP being Adolf Hitler. Anyone who is deemed an enemy of Scientology is declared an SP. PTS/SP, potential troubled source / suppressive person. How to be able to see the signs of what makes someone an SP, or ways it could evolve into one. Tech, study technology. All the recorded teachings of L. Ron Hubbard.
So obviously, there's a lot of celebrities in the Church of Scientology. They have a lot of celebrity members. It's why they own just a fuck ton of property in Los Angeles. They have the Scientology Celebrity Center. So you have your John Travoltas, you have your Tom Cruises, you have your Jenna Elfmans, you have your Beck, you have your Jason Lee, but he left the church, like, thank God, because he's so cute. So since we know that Scientology has a lot of celebrity members, sometimes they like to gargle the nuts of some of those distinguished members. One being Tom Cruise. If you know a lot about Scientology lore, chances are you've seen this like a bazillion times. This was an interview not meant for non-Scientologist eyes, and it was an interview that he gave before he received something called the Medal of Valor. And there's a lot of lingo in this video, so we're about to have that broken down now.
But if that's what Mr. Cruise has brought to this world, there still remains one more word on the man.
Right off, I just have to say, don't you love this bunk ass "We Have That Song at Home" version of the Mission Impossible Limp Bizkit Take a Look Around like guitar riff? Gotta love that.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn.
It's something that you have to earn, or it's something that you have to buy. And he's Tom Cruise and he's fucking rich, so I mean, he can buy anything he wants, let's face it.
And because a Scientologist does, he or she
or them or they. I mean, I know that this is like 2008 Tom Cruise, but come on now, get with the times, man.
Has the ability to create new and better realities and improve conditions. Being a Scientologist, you look at someone and you know absolutely that you can help them.
If Tom Cruise is ever looking at you right in your face, he knows he can help you.
So for me, it really is KSW, and it's just like, it's something that I don't mince words with that, you know, with anything that LRH does, but that policy to me has really gone pew, pew,
pew, pew. That's that policy right there.
Being a Scientologist, when you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. As you drive past, you know you have to do something about it because you know you're the only one that can really help.
Wait a minute. So fuck calling an ambulance or the police. If you go past that, you know, like if you're a Scientologist, you can do everything. You don't need an ambulance. You don't need anybody. If you see an accident, it's like, you know, the first thing you hear somebody like shout is there a Scientologist here? And then you got some fucking Scientologist like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. You know, it's okay. I'm a Scientologist.
But that's what drives me, is that I know that we have an opportunity and to really help for the first time effectively change people's lives.
He's just so smug. Like, I wonder if there were any people in the audience watching this that night that were like, this bastard is just so smug. There have you know what? It would have been their fault though. That would have been, they would have been the SP here.
Orgs are there to help, okay? But we as, you know, as also the public, it's like, we have a responsibility. It's not just the orgs. It's not just Dave Miscavige. You know, it's not just me. It's you. It's everyone out there kind of rereading KSW and looking at what needs to be done and saying, okay, am I going to do it or am I not going to do it? Period.
You ever just read something and think, am I going to do this or am I going to not do it? Got to make the decision. Are you gonna, or are you not gonna? Oh, I'm gonna.
And am I going to look at that guy, or am I too afraid because I have my own out ethics to put in someone else's ethics? And that's all it comes down to. Because I won't hesitate to put ethics in on someone else, you know, because I put it ruthlessly in on myself.
Watch out, guys. He won't hesitate to put in ethics in you really hard because he puts it in ruthlessly on himself. Just ethics. We're only talking about ethics, nothing else.
We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind. We are the authorities on improving conditions. Criminon, we can rehabilitate criminals.
The absolute authorities. Like, judges shouldn't be sending people to rehab. No, not mandatory rehab, mandatory Scientology programs. That's the world they want to see. We would be so fucked. We would be so fucked.
It is the time now. Now is the time, okay? It is, being a Scientologist, people are turning to you, so you better know it.
Yes, whenever I have a problem, I find my nearest Scientologist and I turn to them for the answers, because they're the only ones.
I mean, if you're a Scientologist, you see life, you see things the way they are. In all its glory, you know? All of its complexity.
Oh, so do you have X-ray vision? Is that what L. Ron Hubbard gave you? Did he give you X-ray vision? Can you see the world the way it is? It just sounds so fucking ridiculous. I mean, I know to a lot of people that are still in Scientology or they're out of Scientology, they know more of what he's saying, but this is just all madness. This is all cancer.
And I went, they said, so, like, have you met an SP?
I'm only assuming, because this was edited, I'm only assuming that it's maybe his kid that was asking him, have you ever met an SP? You know, that he just desperately wanted to say, yeah, your mom.
I looked at him, and I thought, oh, what a beautiful thing, because maybe one day it'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day it will be that. Wow, SPs, like, they'll just read about those in the history books.
Yeah, we'll just read about those in the history books because we'll all be Scientologists. This is just going to be a thing of the past.
You know? The thing is, I just go through that tech, and it's not how to run from an SP. It's PTSSP, how to shatter suppression, confront shatter suppression. You apply it, it's like, boom. Because they don't come up to me and do that. They won't do it to me. Not to my face, or anywhere in my vicinity where they feel they can be confronted,
Oh, watch out. We got a badass here. They wouldn't do it to my face. I kind of think this is where Tom is not really in reality. Like, he's thinking that he's just maybe like a character that he plays or something. Like, there's no way. There's so much like smug and lacking self-awareness even for like a Scientologist that it's so funny. You can't, this guy.
Look, I wish the world was a different place. I'd like to go on vacation and go and romp and play and just do that. You know what I mean?
I'm a regular guy. I'm a regular guy just like you. I would love to go on vacation, but I can't because I'm a Scientologist and I have to work all the time. Oh, no, sirree, Bob. No frolicking and romping for me. None for Tommy. You know what, Tom? All work and no play make Tom a dull boy.
That's how I would, there's times I'd like to do that, but I can't. Because I know.
I know about Xenu, and the world doesn't know about Xenu, so I can't rest. I can't go frolic and romp because people don't know about goddamn Xenu.
And I have to tell you something. It is, it's rough and tumble, and it's wild and woolly, and it's a blast.
I bet you being a Scientologist is a blast for you because, they gargle your nutsack constantly. But for the poorer people, I don't think it's that much fun, dude.
I do what I can.
Hey, Tom, how do you do it? I do what I can. It's really hard, but I'm just but one person.
And I do it the way I do everything. There's nothing part of the way for me. It's just...
Oh, the way I do everything. I'm such an epic actor. You know that he's handling his own balls right here. This is just wow. Fucking wow. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit a little like. And if you're not subscribed, stop fucking freeloading and just move in already and do the right thing. Just do the right thing. And if you did really like this, I have a podcast called Real Weird Sickos with that disembodied voice you heard earlier, Tom Videogre, and my other good friend, the masked bastard himself, Charles Kahn. We do weekly episodes, and we actually have one that we recorded about cults, and we do talk about Scientology and kind of like some really other weird shit. So if you're into that, you should probably check that out. Links in the description. And I will see you pretty soon.